sound on. Transition to the talking screen, and hello everyone. My phone. First try. Alright, professional streamer here. Alright. With that, Mama, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing alright. Have I done anything exciting that I want to share? Didn't really do much to talk about. So yeah. I don't have anything to share. Do you have anything you want to share, Mama?
Not really, unless work was interesting today.
Oh.
Did my actual job for a whole 1 hour.
Oh. Why
The last
did
hour of the day
why the
because we were shut
first
down the rest of the day
Oh. How did
because
that happen?
AWS was shut down.
Yeah, Amazon Web Services did shut down a significant amount of things. So
Yes, worldwide.
yeah. So yeah, that definitely would impact a lot of people's jobs. But yeah. Chip Sounder says, "Hey, and also I'm sad at work now, nice and quiet."
That's nice.
Yeah. Was do you know if your job was affected by the AWS shutdown? And if so, are you able to share that you are aware that it was affected by that? Because so some people might not be able to share that their work was affected by that. But Chip says that it is 1:04 a.m. there. So they are
5.
five time zones ahead of us. We are in Eastern time, which doesn't narrow down my location too much. Just one part of the 1/24th of the globe, more or less. Yeah. So, I don't even know when the shutdown, or not the shutdown, but the service going down started. Was that like early this morning? Do you know, Mama?
Around 3 AM
3 a.m.
our
Okay,
time. As far as I
and
know, it was our time.
yeah. So yeah, that might have been too early to affect you, depending on when your job starts, Chip. So I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know what could have been the problem. Could just simply be a fault in a data server somewhere that could be just simply be like a fire or a cord getting unplugged, or I don't know, any number of problems. The world is held together by duct tape. At least when
Yeah,
it
I think
comes
it was the
to
slippage of the duct tape.
when
It
it
wasn't a
comes
malicious thing like it was a couple years ago.
yeah um yeah I mean, it's good that it wasn't with how that affects like stuff all around the globe. It's probably better that it wasn't a malicious thing, because that would probably hurt a lot of small businesses. So a lot of people would get hurt by that. So better that it's not malicious, even if it's still not great that it happened. But yeah.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
sent you some information that I had. It's
um,
public, so it's.
yeah, it's on fox19.com. AWS began investigating the issue just after 3 a.m. Eastern Time, according to its website. The company identified a potential cause for the errors around 5 a.m. Eastern Time, saying it stems from an error with Dynamo Database, a system for managing database tables, and indexes. We are seeing significant signs of recovery. Most requests should now be succeeding. We continue to work through a backlog of queued requests. We will continue to provide additional information opposed. And again, that was from fox19.com. So, yeah. And, yes, probably a system update, and then something that was not tested because it shouldn't have been affected by the update, got pushed, to some software somewhere, and, getting that fixed can always be a pain. So there's so many different things. If something weird somewhere happens, it's really difficult. Unfortunately, I'm not as spun up on Dynamo database as I wish I was, but anyway, Chip Sounder says a few years ago the dishwasher spinner came off as the bolt rusted. I used a paperclip to fix it back on, and it held for over a year. That is quite
I'm
impressive.
sorry, I laughed at that.
Well, I don't know.
Well, it's
There's
kind
a
of
couple of
amusing, though.
laughing emojis at the end of that. So, I
There's
mean,
that.
say again.
I said there is that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Some things it, some little repairs are just hilarious how they work. But yeah, with it being held for over a year, that would be one of those temporary solutions that are lasting for as long as until they need to be replaced. It's funny how the word temporary is used sometimes. For
What's the German word that finds amusement in others' misfortune? Does that fit that?
Schadenfreude. I don't know if
Yeah.
Schadenfreude would apply for. I mean, I guess are you laughing? What in particular are you laughing at?
Well, I'm not I'm just laughing at the. It's funny that it lasted over a year
Okay,
on a
yeah.
paper clip.
In that case, I wouldn't call that
It's not
Schadenfreude.
actually. It's not actually laughing at someone's misfortune. It's just
Yeah.
amused by their apparently very good solution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Duct tape and paper clips.
Mhm. All right. I don't have anything else to say on that, so I'm ready for Sudoku if you are, Mama.
Yep.
All right, then let's get on to our first puzzle for today. And start by putting the link in the chat. That way I don't forget it. This puzzle is called Chess Lines by GDC. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Adjacent digits on a line must form a valid chess move by the indicated piece on a 3x3 numpad. For example, a 1 on a knight line may only have the numbers 6 and 8 next to it. So 6,
Okay.
1, 8, 1 would be valid. Pawns can only move exactly one cell up or one cell down, so 2, 5, 8, 5 would be a valid pawn line. What? Okay.
With the number pad.
Yeah.
And
So
3
if we
would
look
go
at
with 4 and 8.
yeah, 3,
2 would go with
4,
7 and 9.
3, 8. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. Well, we've got a 7 on a
Well,
king
I
line.
find it disturbing in row 2 that there's a bishop on a horizontal line rather than a diagonal.
It is quite the interesting setup. Well, you can never have a 5 on a knight line. Chip Sounder says, wow, this is definitely an interesting puzzle. I'm not even sure where else to look. I mean, maybe this night line here? If we started with a 7, then it would have to go to 2 or 6, and then 2 would have to go to 9, 6 would go to 1. Now 1 would go to...
Well, that's just although...
Okay, one thing we know about knights is they're going to alternate colors. So if I called this red and blue, these are going to have to be all red, and these ones all blue. And the reason for this is because a knight on a corner, let's call it the 7, must therefore take 1 step over so that it's now on the middle cross, and then 2 steps down to simply cross the middle cross, if that makes sense. So a 7 goes to 2 or 6, a 9 goes to 2 or 4, a 3 to 4, 8, and a 1 to 8, 6. So it must stay on that
It
4
alternates
ring.
between odds and evens.
That too, odds and evens. So how can we use that information?
Well, in box 4, the last 2 lines are a bishop line, and there are 2 odds and 1 even on that. So the 2 odds are going to have to be on the bishop line itself.
Because a bishop cannot...
Because the bishop would go like 1, 5, 9,
Yeah.
3, 5, 7. Well, it could go 4, 8, or 2, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, but it would
But
have to stay on...
it can only have 1 even. It can't alternate between even and odd. And one of those is going to have to be the 5.
Yeah. Okay. Where can 7 go on here?
Well, it can't go in row 6 or in box 5.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with it pairing with a 5, it could go on the bishop line. So... Okay. We know that this entire line is the same, and that these 3 have to all be odd.
Right.
The pawn has to be 4, 5, 6 in the middle, because it has to go up or down.
Right. Does it have to start on the edge?
Yes, because these 3 have to be in the same box. So if it was a
right.
4,
It would have to
it
go
could
1,
go to
4,
1.
7, or 7, 4, 1, or...
Yeah. It couldn't go from 1 to 7, because that would be 2 steps. Now these could be all odd, and the knight, except,
That's
the
a rook.
The rook could not step only from evens. So if this was all odds, then that would be all of the odds in the row, and then the rook could not go 4-6, 4-6, because it would have to go from an even to an odd to get to the other evens. And so these must therefore all be even, and therefore these are all odd, because I've run out of evens in the row. And in order to stay on all odds, it could never touch a 5. A rook could never touch a 5, because the only way to get from a rook or 5 using rook moves is to leave the 5 onto an even square. So this digit's a 5, and that digit's a 5. And 5 goes to anything, doesn't really matter.
Right. Okay. Column 2 has 3 odds.
And 2 of the same.
Can all 3 in box 7 be even?
Yeah. Because the knight here is going to alternate.
Right.
So I can make all of those even. And then those 2 odd, and that odd.
Well, wait a minute. Okay. If they are all even, that means red is odd, blue is even. So in column 1, 3, 4, it's an odd even pair. That would be an odd even. Okay, yeah, the odd evens work out.
Okay, well, now what? Chess lines are the only thing we know.
Right.
So we must continue looking at chess lines.
All right, the king line in row 5.
Unfortunately, a 4 can go to 1,
4
2,
could go
5, 8, or 7. And 8 also has 5 digits. We just know it can't go to a 3.
right.
Okay. These two cells cannot be what? They can't be 7, of course, and the top can't be a 5, and this can't be a 5. But I also cannot use 2 or 6 in these places. Because if I use 2 or 6, I must go... If I use 2, I must use 7 or 9 as the other option, and 6 must go 1 or 7. But since both of their neighbors are in the same box, they cannot pair with a 7. And that is true of these 3 as well. 1, 3, 4, 8, 9. And now, if I look at the evens, I have 2 evens used up. Here. The 4 and the 8. So whatever this is, it cannot be a 4 or an 8. 1, 3, 8. There's 1, 3, 9. Or...
Except 9 goes to 4 or 2.
4, 6. 9 does go to 4 and 2. So this could be a 9, because this can be a 2. But these 3 cannot be a 9. Because they would have to go to a 2.
Right. All right.
Which would pair with 7. But this 9 can pair with 4, 2, and then have the 7 on the opposite side. One has to pair with 6. So I think all of these have a similar thing going on. And if this was a 1, pairing with 8 and 6, you'd have 8 and 6. And now I get a 3, 4, 8 triple. Somehow.
You can't put 8 in the middle because 8 cannot go to 4.
Yeah, so
8
that
goes
means
to 1 or 3.
I have 3. And now red is odd, and blue is even.
And, yeah.
Um,
9 would be 4 or 2. 1
and
would
1
be
is
6
6
or
and 8.
8.
But since we already know that this one is here, those have to be 2, 6. Okay, well, 2 or 6.
It would be
It's
7
going to
or
force
9.
a 7 on the other side.
Seven goes
3,
to 2
9.
or 6.
Is there fireworks going on outside my house? It's not getting picked up on the microphone.
2 and 6 can't go to 3. 2 would go to 9. 6 would go to 1.
So
So there's a
3 on a
2-6
bishop has to
pair.
go to 7.
The 2, yeah.
Uh,
5, 3, 7, 5.
and then it can be
And
anything.
it can't be 1 or
Oh,
9,
wait.
and it can't be 5 or 7. Or well, 5 goes to 3.
Hearing the explosions outside my house, and it's causing me some anxiety, which is really annoying.
Okay, the king line there in box 6. If it's 4, it has to go to 1. Because 7 and 5 are in the row. 8 would have to go to 9 or 6.
4 can still go to 2, can't it?
Oh yeah, I forgot 2. Three. 2 could go to 3. Well, 3 has to be on the king line. Because there's a 3 in rows 4 and 6.
Right. And
And
3
3
must
would
pair
go
with
to
2,
2, 5,
5, or
or
6.
6.
So 1 and 9 is gone. So this is 1 or 9. Even. Even on. Seven's not over here, so it must be one of these. And 7 must pair with 2 or 6. So then a 2 pairs with 9, and a 6 pairs with 1. Who could possibly be setting off fireworks right now? Chip Sounder says, can row 5, column 7, row 5, column 7 be an 8? If it was, it would be paired with a 6, which would be 2 and 8. Excuse me, 2 and 4, which means we'd have 8 and 4. And this is the night line. 4 would pair with 9, so you'd have a 1 here. 8 would pair with
Oh, okay, never mind.
1.
The wrong one.
And 1 would pair with 6. So you'd have 2 and 1. Excuse me, 2 and 9. I think so. I'm not. I don't think I messed anything up, because 9 can go to 2, can go to 7, can go back to 2. Which can go to 9, which can go to 4. 4 can go to 3, 3 to 8, 8 to 1, and 1 to 6. So yeah, so that gives us all the way around there. And 7 to 8 to 6 to 3 works. And if it isn't that way, it's the opposite way. Pair with 9, not 1. 6 would pair with 1, not 9. This is a 2 or a 6.
Two would go to 4 or 6. 6 would go to 2 or 8.
I guess it could theoretically be raining outside. Is it raining outside? My app is saying no rain.
Okay. 2 would have to go 2, 6, 8, 4. Or 2, 4, 8, 6.
Yeah, it wraps around in
And 6
interesting
would have
ways.
to go 6, 8, 4, 2 or 6, 2, 4, 8.
Chip says, I think that's broke because on the bishop line in row 2, 2, 6 only has 2 available moves. Okay. So if it was a 2, which is in superscript, 2 would go to 4 or 6. However, no, I've got 2 and 8 there. If it was a 6, 6 would go to 2 or 8. So yeah. A 4 would be 2 or 8, but it can't go back to 2. And a 6 would also have to go to 8.
So an 8 would go to 4 or 6. It would have to go to 4. Well, an 8 can't go back to 2. Yeah. Superscript would be a 4.
Wait, shouldn't this be 4, 6?
No, back. There, that one. Because the 6 was a that one was 6.
No, because these two, the 2 can branch to either the 4 or the 6. But after that, it has to go to the 8. But then it goes to the other side of 4, 6. And then if I started with 6, it must go to either 2 or 8. But then it has to go to 4, and then it goes to the other 2 or 8 on the other side.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I see the 8 here, makes that so the 2's gone. And then the 4 here takes the 4 out and the 6 out. So it would go this way. But I'm not seeing a contradiction yet. I really hope the fireworks are done, because if not, I'm going to have to stop after this puzzle's over. I can't use a 3 in this row, so the 6 is gone off the pawn. Chip Sounder says so close. We are pretty close. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Now the problem is I don't have anything restricted from both of these.
But a 2 goes to 7 and 9.
Yeah, but I can put the 7 there and the 9
And it would
there.
have to be the 9.
We do know that these two can't be the same. But we also know that because those two have to be the same. And we can't put a 5 here, so 5's there. This doesn't have 7 on it. But it's just 1, 3, or 9. But I could put a 7 here, and it'd be just fine. Four, 8, 1, 9. Where superscript is 8 and 1. So we have 4, 9. And
6.
the odd digit would be superscript 9, regular script 1. Yeah. So 1 would be gone, 9 would be gone. Two, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1 and 3 definitely can't be a 2. And then 8 is gone. And then I have 4 and 6 removed. 2 would go to 7, 9. And 8 would go to 1, 3. 4 would go to 3, 9. And a 6 would go to 1, 7. Which isn't very helpful, it's all the odds but 5. Although 9 and 1 are removed because of this one here. It's either 1-7 or 2-8. It's fine, I think. Rooks don't have to be all the same. And queens are basically not limited at all. Because if it's a 5, it can go to anything. And if it's one of the ones on the border, it's just missing 2.
Okay, row 4 requires 3 evens. But you can't put all 3 in box 5. And you can only add 1 more odd. So there have to be 2 evens in box 5 in row 4.
Yeah.
So there's 1 even. Well, we already know there's 1 even in the bottom and 1 in the top.
Yeah.
Of box 6. And 5 has to be in the bottom of row 6, box 6, and
Yeah.
row 4, box 5, whatever.
One, 3, 9, 7. Yeah. So a 1 can end on a 7, and a 9 can end on a 7. And 3 can end on either 1 or 9, so it's not going to matter. But this one could include 1 and 7. But if it did,
Okay, 4.
I wouldn't have a 5.
4 would have to have 1 and 7, and that would leave 3 and 9 for all 3 of those.
Right. So 1,
in row 2.
7, and a 5. Or more accurately, 1 and 7 is removed, and a 5 must be placed.
And 2, 8 takes the, yeah.
Well, we're going to have 4 and 6 down here. So 6 is gone. 4. King. Well, actually, we know what's left in this row. It's not 2, 8, or 5. It can't be a 1 or a 3. So 7's gone from this one.
A 9 on a king would have to go to
Uh-huh.
5, 6, or 8.
So a 9
Oh,
would pair with a
okay, 8
6.
with 6.
A
6 would go
7,
8, 2, 5, 3. Oh, what's the 6 gonna pair with?
9.
Oh, right. There's just 2 of them. Never mind. I was
Yeah.
looking for a third.
So it's either 4, 7 or 6, 9.
Oh, but if it's 6, 9, then that's a 4. So what does box 1 become?
So we cannot have 4, 6, 9. This is the only place a 7 could go, and 7 pairs with 4. So this is 1 and 6, 2, 4, 8, 6, 9, 9, 8, 2, 9, 8, 1, no, 6, 4, 2.
2 goes to 7 and 9. Yeah.
7, 9, 4, 6, 8. 2, 9, 1, 8, 6, 4, 2, 8, 7, 4, 3. 3 goes to 1 or 9. 1 or 9 must therefore go to 7. 7 therefore goes back to the other of 1 and 9. 6 pairs with 1 and 7. 3, 4, 7 and 9. 5, 8 and 6.
Column 4 has 4 evens. All right. The rook we said that it cannot go to a 5 no matter what
Right.
because that would be diagonal. Can't go to 2, so it's going to have to go
Right.
9 to 3. 3
3
has
can
to go to
go.
2. It can't go to 4 or 8. 2 can go to 5 or 8 though. But it cannot go to 4. Salud.
Excuse me. Jesus.
2 has to go to 8 on the rook. Four, 5, 6, and 9.
Um. Well, nothing's going to exclude both 4 and 9 at the same time, so it's not.
Well, and it can't have both 4 and 6.
So 8 is the 1, 4, 6 triple. So we have 5 and 9 on here. 5's not here. So 5 is one of these two, which can go to anything. So not helpful. If I used a 4 here, I wouldn't be able to get to 9. And 9 wouldn't be able to get to 4. So 4 and 9 is gone from both of these. But 5 and 6 can get to both 4 or 9. But we get the 6 removed from the bottom, making this a 6 and a 4, making this a 9 and a 2, 3, 7, 2. 4 here and a 1 there, 4 and 7, 6 and 3, 5, 1, 6, 4, 9, 5, 9, and 1, and we're good. 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s, 9s are odds. Everything else is even. Okay.
An interesting puzzle.
Yeah, it really was. And, like, I can't believe that was as restricted as it was. Yeah. Alright, then let's see if we can pull that up on Logic Masters Germany. Oh, that is the link to the puzzle. Oh, that's this puzzle here. Row 9. Very nice puzzle. Difficulty-wise, I kind of want to say hard. Just because you have to bring in chess knowledge, which, I mean, if you're here, like there's probably plenty of examples, but still. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with hard on that one. And missed that. Alright. I think whatever loud sounds were causing me a significant amount of anxiety are done. So hopefully that is true. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we can continue. So yeah. Second puzzle is going to be Killer Sudoku Storm by Jeremy Butler, also known as Order Through. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and cages must sum to the given total in the cage. But it doesn't say anything about a restriction that digits cannot repeat. Although I'm not sure why this is highlighted in blue.
Maybe that's the storm. And the
Possibly.
24 in box 5 is the center, is the eye of the storm.
This is very possible. Alright, well, how do we get started?
Oh, there's a 14 cage in box 4.
Yeah. 5, 6, 8, 9. The 6 is 1, 2, 4, 5. 7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't have a 9 in a 3-cell 11 cage because you'd have to pair with 1 and 2 at minimum. And 9 and 1 is 10, and 2 more is 12, which is more than 11. So the 9 has to go in here. So our
It can go
21.
in the 17 cage in box 3.
Darn it. I missed that somehow. But it definitely can go there. Silly me. Do we need to do set theory?
Maybe. Let's see. In box 3, the 3 leftovers sum to 21.
Okay.
In box 6, they sum to 9.
The 4 leftovers sum to 9?
Oh, sorry. In box 7. I don't know my numbers today.
Well, if it's 9, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which 13 is minimum 4. And at 23 can go all the way down to 1. Which I have to have one of
But
4, 5, 6 and another of 4, 5, 6. So I can only have one of 4, 5, and 6 in here. So that can't be it, and that can't be it. I think that's it. Everything else is fine. You said these were 21?
yeah,
So 8, 9 is
17 and 7
17.
is 24.
And 4, I think, makes 21. So 5, 6, 7. Again, 1 from 4, 5, 6, I think. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, and 2 high digits. And that has to have 1, 4, 5, and 6. So here, 4 and 5 and 4, 5, 6 aren't allowed. All right, Chip Sounder says 32 in 5 digits in row 7, which is these 5 digits, which make 32. Because 19 and 13 is 32. Which removes 1 as a possibility, because the most you can make in 4 digits is 30, because 6 and 9 is 15, 7 and 8 is also 15, which makes 30. And if I have a 5th digit, then that has to be a minimum of 2. So 19, 19 and 3 couldn't have a 1 in it anyway. And then Chip Sounder also says 18 in 5 digits in row 3 here. And now that just means you can't have the 9 there.
No, 17.
18 in row 3, the 11 and the 7.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was looking at the leftovers, and that wouldn't be 18 anyway.
Yeah. It would be
27.
Yeah. Chip Sounder says could give max min set for relations. Possibly, but I mean, there's still 4 left over in each row. So I don't know exactly what that leaves.
The 23 cage has to have 1 from 1, 2, 3, but that's what it is anyway.
Yeah. It's 9 here. 4, 5, 6.
And it can only have 1 from 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Oh, you already have that. I knew that.
Yeah. Okay, well, what if I ask myself the question of these 4 boxes? That's 180. If I subtract out 17, 7, 20, and 6, 14, and 10, 13, and 23, I'm left with 70. 17, 7, 20, and 6, 14, and 10, 13, and 23. Now, that's not going to be super useful right away. Hmm. I mean, I already knew that those were 70, even if I didn't know. Like, there's nothing helpful that I can think of from that.
Box 3, the 17 cage,
Hmm.
and only have one from 4, 5, 6. Then we already have that. Never mind.
Yeah.
And it has to have two from 1, 2, 3.
Hmm.
It does.
Max min set 4 relations. Not sure what that means. The one that's over here either makes this 234 or this 234. But that's already true by the sum over here. $21. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Has to have 1 from 4, 5, and 6. Just like in here, we have 1 from 4, 5, and 6. And the 9 that has to be in this group would make this
So
6, 7, 8. Just like the 9 over here would make those 6, 7, 8 for 21.
Okay, in row 3,
Uh-huh.
the 4 in the center, sum to 27. So
Right.
minimum 3. So 1 and 2 have to be in the 11 and the 7.
Wait, minimum 3?
24 and 3 is 27.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't go smaller than 3. So you have to have a 1 or a 2 in the 11 and a
Yeah.
1 or a 2 in the 7. So 7 cannot be 3, 4.
I can put both 1 and 2 in the 11. Compare it with an 8.
Oh, right. 1, 2, 8. 3, 4. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Oh, well.
there's something with the 4, 5, 6s in here in box 2 and 3, just like the 1, 2, 3s in boxes 7 and 8. Because the 1 that goes across the top forces 2, 3, and 4 into one of those two. If I put a 1 here, this must therefore be 2, 3, 4. And if I put the 1 here, then I have to use 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but both 9s cannot be 2, 3, 4. One of them has to have the 1 in it.
Yeah.
Or they both can. Just cannot both be 2, 3, 4.
Well, they can't both have a 1, because the 1 has to go across these 4 cells. It can't go in the 19.
Right. Right.
But there's something special about 4s, 5s, and 6s. Because I have one of them here, one of them here. And since we know that these two can't be the same, one of them's here. Now, does this have to be a different 4, 5, 6 than the 13? Don't know if that is true. Is it true? I don't see why it would have to be. But we do know that blue is in here. If 10 did not have 4, 5, or 6 in it, it would be 1, 2, 7, which is possible. But the 14 and the 6 both have to have a 4, 5, or a 6. But I don't see any relationship between them and what's already marked. And the 20 doesn't have to have 4, 5, or 6. It could be 3, 8, 9. The 11 could have 2 from 4 and 5. And the 19 can have 2 from 4 and 5 and 6. Great, now my brain is fuzzy. Alright, well, this is going to be our last puzzle regardless, then. so I don't think.
Okay, we know the 11 in box 1 cannot be 2, 4, 5 because that would break the 7.
What would 1-6?
It can't be 2, 3, 6. Huh?
1-6.
Oh yeah, 1, 6. 2, 3, 6. Sorry.
So then the 19 must have a similar 4, 7, and 8.
Right.
And no, 4 and 9 are 13. 3, 7, 9? No.
Uh-uh. Because 3 is not enough to go in. So it's just the one that gets kicked out. But we do know that the 9 has to go in the blue section above in box 1.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that it has to go in the 21.
Yeah.
All right, so we know that the 9s in rows 8 and 9 have to have, oh, one is 2, 3, 4, and the other is 1 something.
Yeah.
What about the 2 21s in the top in rows 1 and 2?
One of them is 6, 7, 8, and the other's not.
They cannot both have, oh, maybe not. Right, they cannot both have 8 in them. Right?
The 21s at the top?
Oh no, the 9s have to be it. 8 can be in the 11.
Yeah.
Can't both have 9 in them.
Yeah.
Which is why 1 is 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
No, 6, 7,
6,
8.
7, 8.
Excuse me.
Because the 9 goes in this rectangle here. And nothing overlaps enough. It's set theory. How do we get set theory? And the 5, 6, and the 14, and the 4, 5, and the 6 aren't big enough to tell us
Right.
anything about the 4 cell cage or even the 3 cell group. It isn't page anything. My brain is melting. Nice standard temperature in here. This is all we have after 26 minutes, almost 27. Okay, well, what's missing? What is missing? What do we do? Is this 24?
All right, if box 3 has the 6, 7, 8,
Mm-hmm.
9 goes in the bottom of the 17 page.
Mm-hmm.
4 and 5. And then that's 6.
Well, the 24 has to include a 1 or a 2 somehow.
If it's 6, 7, 8 in purple,
Mm-hmm.
then the 1 has to go in the 17. The 9 has to go in the 17.
Yeah.
And one is 3-4, the other's 2-5. Okay.
Okay. Apparently, Mark can get numbers looking across the bottom row. So this is 45. Subtract out 19 and 13. You get, well, 19 and 13 are
13.
32. Right. 13 and 4. Well, 6 and 7 means I have to use 8 and 9 on the outside. So, but this could be 8, 9, 2. And 45 minus 18 is what? 27?
Yes.
One, two, three, four, five, 6. And then whatever that digit is. Which doesn't even have to be. That could be the 9.
23 cage.
Yeah. Okay, for some reason, Mark is marking.
The one goes in row 7, makes the 9 sum 2, 3, 4. Right? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. The 20 can one go in the 23 cage in row 7? No. Yes. No.
Well, if this if this was a 1, then it's either 6, 7, 9 or 5, 8, 9. But 6, 7, 9 would leave 5 and 8 for the 13, and 5, 8, 9 would leave 6,
7.
7 for the 13. Both of which allow for 2, 3, 4.
Right. Yeah, it basically works with the same with the 9 in row 3. Because if it's in the 17 cage, then that's 6, 7, 8 in purple. Yeah.
Okay, looking at what Mark has, why does he have digits? No cells. Although I think the digits he has no cells are 3 options for these. Yeah, he's just marking the options for the 21 there.
Yeah.
So, based on that, somehow this 11 is restricted in a certain way. Okay. Well, if we look at the two 21s, based off of the fact that you either have 4, 8, 9, 5, 7, 9, or 6, 7, 8 in them, you either have 2 9s, 2 8s, or 2 7s.
Well, you can't have 2 9s because 9 has to go in
This.
box
You
1
can't,
in the blue.
yeah, you can't put it in the 11. So you either have 2 7s or 2 8s. So that means this must have either a 7 or an 8 in it,
Right.
since it cannot be 489 and 579 in here and in here.
So it's
So
either
because of
128
that,
or 137.
so we have to have a 1. And so 1 and 6 is removed from over here. And a similar thing is going to happen over here. I cannot have 2 1s because I have to have a 1 in here.
Right.
So this either has to have the 2 or the 3. So this one and that one's not allowed. Therefore, it must have a 9 in it. And therefore, you don't get a 9, 4 over here.
One has to go in the 17 cage in box 3. A 9 has to go in the 23 cage in box 7.
That's not how math works.
Yes. If you look at
You
box
can't
3,
put a 9 here and
I'm
a
not saying it goes
1
there.
there.
It just has to go in the 23 cage.
Oh,
Because
right,
or
right,
else
right.
you're going to put
Okay.
9 in,
Yeah. So the 9 must go in this box. And the 1
and the
must go in.
1 must
Okay,
go
yeah,
in the
excuse me.
17.
Silly me.
Actually, the 17 cage has 1 from 4, 5, 6. Well, it doesn't matter because the purple has 1 from 4, 5, 6, and so does the 7. It just
Yeah.
isn't the 6.
Okay. Well, now that we've gotten this far,
Row 3, column 7 is a 9. That causes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuples in box 3 and column 8. That do anything?
well, I think it might be easier to ask the question of if we look in the 11 and the 7, because it can't have a 1, 3 and 4, or excuse me, no, the 2, 3 pair across the 7 and the 11. So 3 gets removed from all of this, and I get a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3 here. And then 7 and 8 are then for paired on the 13 and 19. So I can't have a 7 in here, so I get 7, 8, 9. And 7 is removed from here as well. Now, if we put a 9 here, well, whatever goes here is going to go in this. row is that causes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuples in box 3. Do polar opposites add to 10? I mean, it's possible, but I mean, mathematically speaking, 17 and 23 is 40, 7 and 13 is 20, 10 and 20 is 30, 20, 30, 30. So, I mean, it's sort of looking that way. But whatever these three are, they sum to 9, and so this is going to be 21 minus 9.
Oh. Okay. Look at rows 8 and 9. 9 has to, we already know 9 has to be in the 19.
Yeah, but we know what the sum of these three are. It's 21 minus 9, which is 12, right? So we know what this row is, 45, minus
21 minus
1
9.
plus 1 through 6 is 21.
Oh, right.
Subtract 9, that leaves 12.
Yeah.
Well, add
then
13,
we know what, because
and
those 4 in the center of the row
right,
sum to
30 to 13, and it's minus 12.
13. That's 1.
And then the same thing is going to happen up here. We
Right.
know that this, well, you got 45, minus 6 is 39, minus 21
is 18.
is 18, and across this way was
27.
Yeah.
So that's
Which
a
means
9.
this is a 9. And these had to be 6, 7, 8 if that was a 9. And these had to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And now this can't have a 4 in it. And this one can't have a 6 in it, I think. Yeah. Because 6, 7, 8 isn't an option. So we have to have 6 here. And 4 here. Nice.
Row 7, column. Okay, yeah, we've already got that.
Yeah. Okay. That was very difficult logic to spot. I feel like I should have been able to get more information from the 21s here, because that's where that came from, and the 9s. But I don't know. I had, maybe it's just because my brain is broken. Oh, column here's and here's. If I remove all the coloring, and then I look at these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and these have to be 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't have 6 in it. One and 1. Take the ones out. 9
we already
and
moved 1
9.
went to the 11.
Yeah, that too. Dying. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, and 9 are all gone. And then if we look over here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all gone.
Well, columns 4 and 5, or 5 and 6 rather, sorry, have to have 9 in them.
Excuse me. And then 1 on the other side.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I am now in the process of dying.
Okay. There again in rows 5 and 6, the 21 page in box 2 has a 7 or an 8. So
Say
the
again?
other in columns 5 and 6, the 21 cage has a 7 or an 8. The box 8 has both 7 and 8. So the other 7 or 8
Uh-huh.
7, 8, 9. That's 9. Yeah, 7, 8, 9. All right, I lost what I was seeing, what I was thinking.
This has either 7 or 8 in it, in this 21 up
Right,
here. So I don't know if that forces anything in particular.
right, because the other 7 or 8 has to be, doesn't necessarily, but we have to have 7, 8, 9 in column 4. We know the
Mm-hmm.
9 is in box 5.
Yeah. So are you saying that this one has to be 7 or 8?
that one has to be 7 or 8 because the other 7 or 8,
Why couldn't this be 7, 8, 9 triple?
it can. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out a way that it didn't have to be. And in column 6 in box 5, there has to be a 2 or a 3 along with that 1, but it could be both. So, yeah, that wasn't helpful at all. Yeah, I have a feeling that polar opposites is going to be 10.
Yeah.
Just because the way the storm twists.
Yeah. If we look across the bottom row, 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6.
5, 6 in
Yes.
here. So this is 7, 8, and 9. So the 5, 6 comes out of there.
And the 6 comes out for box 9.
Right. But then the 6 is required in here. So we get 1,
So
2,
it's 1, 2,
6.
6.
So that's not. And then 2 and 6 is removed from there. 5, 8, 7, and 3. And now we get a 7 and a 6. 6, 7, 7, 7, 6, and 7. Five has to be one of these two, so it's not here. Also, 2's removed from this. Okay, then we're going to have a similar thing going across up here.
4 through 9.
Being these. So 4 is gone. 4 and 5 is gone.
4 has to go in the 21.
And so that's 4, 8, 9. 4, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7. 5, 2. 3 and 4. 3 and 7. 2 is gone, so 3 and 4 is placed. 3 and 4 is gone from here, from coloring.
Column 2, I'm only seeing 1, 7.
Okay, 7 and 6. So then there should be an 8, 9 pair, so that should be the 1, 3. One, 2, and 1, 2 means this is a 5. Because it can't be 1 or 2, because then that would be a 1, 2 pair, meaning that's 4, 5.
Right.
So that's 5. 1, 2, 2, not 2, not 5. 2's are gone, so that's 1, 6, and 2. A 3, 4, and 8, 9, and 2. 3, 4, and 3. 2's and 2's. Not 2's, not 2's. Not a 6, 3, and 1. Not a 3. Not an 8, 8, and not 8's and 3's. And actually, this needs to be 12, so it can't be a 6, and it can't be a 9, so that's a 5, 7 pair, so 7 is gone. I don't have a 9 in this column yet. 5, 7 is going to make this a 1 and a 5. 9 is gone. 8, which pairs with 6, is gone.
Box 3, 6, 8 pair.
6, 8 pair places the 7. 7's gone from here. Somehow this is done, but this isn't. The 1, 2 pair. The 8 or 9, that has to be in the 14, pairs with the 8, 9 here, meaning this is an 8 or 9, so it's a 5. And since that's 5 and 9, then 6, 8, 9, 8, 8, not 8's. 9, 4, 8, 2, 1, 8, 2, 7, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, and 8, 4, and 2. 7's are gone, 4 is gone from there, 7, 9, 4 is gone from here, 7 is gone from there.
The 10 cage in box 4, that's a 3, 5 pair.
Places a 4 and a 9 and a 5 and a 3. This digit is a 1. Not a
and
1.
It does. It's the rotates into the 10s.
3, 1, and 6. 3, not 3's. Excuse me. And we finish this. 2, 3, 1, 6, 8, 1, 9, 2, 4, 9, 7, 8, 1, 6, 3, 8, 8, and 2, 2, 7, 4, 9. Well, if these two sum to 10 and those two sum to 10, then the middle has to be a 4. Doesn't seem right. Then the middle wouldn't pair correctly. So Floating 7-8 pair in box
Yeah.
9. That was fixed. The opposites are mapping and summing to 10, so I allege the center cell is a 5. Except if those two sum to 10 and those two sum to 10, that would be 20. Pair with 4, and a 5 in the center would make that 25, which would be strangely wrong. So something breaks that summing to 10 pattern in the middle. Somehow. Okay, well, where's the 2 in this row? Because this 2 rules it out of here. This one rules it out of that. Those aren't 2s. This one rules it out of all of those. And the 2 here marks it out of there. So that's a 2. And this should be an 8 for a similar reason. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to rule out all of those. So that's an 8. Then 2 is gone, 8 is gone. Yeah, Chip Sounder says maybe that's why the cage is there, the 24, to break the symmetry, which is often needed in symmetrical puzzles.
Yeah.
So now if I look at this,
Well, they have to
got,
sum to 11. The corners.
Yeah.
And 4 would pair with 7, so you can't use 4 or 7.
So
9 would
9
pair with 2. 3 would
and
pair with 8. So that's 5 and 6.
one, 6, 1.
Uh-oh, there's a
Messed
4,
something up.
9
Hold on.
broken.
I might have done something too quickly. 5, 3, 9, 1, 4, 9, 7, 5, 6, 1, 4, 7, 1, 3, 5.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything but the middle summed to 10. But we had to make those two 11 so that this one worked differently. Interesting. Yeah, that was a ridiculous puzzle. I want to go back real quick to this point. Which, if these summed to 10 instead, then we would get the 5 removed, but we'd still have too many options, I think. But because they have to sum to 11, then that forces the remainder. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I wish I'd been able to see the alignment created by the 21s and the 9s in here. There was something else I had to look for. But I don't remember what it was. My brain is cooked. Alright. Logic Masters Germany. Killer Sudoku Storm. Boom. No matches. So that's just going to be marked as this. And I don't know why I'm cutting. But yeah, all right. We are done with that puzzle. I have already told that to play in the background. So we go to the talking screen. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. Yeah. If you want to see more content on the channel, normally Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Sudoku, and Saturdays at 7 a.m. is cooperative games, currently playing Dying Light. And I promise I will be playing more of The Last of Us Part 1 as a single-player game throughout the week. I will try to set aside some time this week to do that. I might aim for... well, I don't want to make promises I can't keep. So ring the notification bell if you want to know when that happens, when it happens. But as always, you can always watch these later on. I'm going to get some sleep. Thank you, Chip Sounder, for the sleep well wishes. And I hope you have a great day, and I hope everyone else has a wonderful day as well. So, again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.